Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new, please consider subscribing for more traveling videos. Today is day 3 of our cruise and we are in Roatan, Honduras. As you see, it was a rainy day and it was like that the whole day. We had a tour around the island and the beach at 9:30 a.m. If you go to the island, it is important to know that the rainy season is from October to February, so be ready for a lot of rain. The tour consisted of a drive from south to north along local communities. We stopped at the top of a hill and observed the port and the ship, and we took a lot of pictures there.
Barracuda at a restaurant. They don't sell it at a restaurant. You're good. Okay, welcome to the big bridge. We call it the big bridge. This is our big bridge. We call it the big bridge because it covers one of the biggest gullies or creek that we have here on the island of Roatan that brings water straight from the mountain during rainy season and run it out to the ocean. So that's why we call it the big bridge. So that's the biggest bridge on the island of Roatan. Okay, right now we're getting in. We're getting into the political and governmental center of the island. So we're going through our downtown. The name of our downtown is called Coxen. Coxen Hole got its name from a pirate by the name of John Coxen. Historian claims that John Coxen would rob Spanish ship, and this was his foxhole, so that's why they named it Coxen Hole. As we going riding through the town, you guys will see a lot of little stores outside with clothes hanging and stuff. This is because we come to most of our shoppings downtown. Our public hospital is to our left, the street to our left, but the streets are blocked passing the hospital because they're fixing the streets. And straight ahead, we will be passing the first private hospital of the island of Roatan.
Yeah, we would like to ride a motorcycle here. What?
The old building to your right here, this one, this is called Hotel Coral. Well, it was named Hotel Coral. Was one of the first little hotels here in the community of Coxen Hole since 1959.
You want to ride a motorcycle? By yourself? I don't know.
The building to our right that says Eldon Supermarket, and over here on our left, this is the First Baptist Church here in the community of Coxen Hole. At Eldon Supermarket, the supermarket was named H.B. Warren, and it was built there since 1960. So that was one of the first supermarket on the island of Roatan. The Baptist Church, you guys will be witnessing a bell that we have in the park that was there from the 17th century with the Baptist Church. In Honduras, it's 95% Catholic, but here on the island of Roatan, we have different religions like Seventh-day Adventist, Baptist, Methodist. We also have Jehovah's Witness on the island of Roatan, but it's 95% Catholic in Honduras. So we only have one public hospital on the island of Roatan. We do not have to pay to see the doctor. The government pays for that. So we can go to the hospital and see a doctor. We only have to buy our medications. So we have a lot of pharmacy on the island of Roatan, and we do not need any prescription medical to go to the pharmacy. As long as you know your medication, the name of your medication, you can just go to the pharmacy. You don't have to go see the doctor every time you need your prescription or if you need a medication. So then we don't go too much to the pharmacy. We began a rainy season Well, we only have 2 seasons, rainy or dry. It rains or the sunshine, and I'm hoping the sun will shine and rain. We begin our rainy season in the month of October, so we get 40 to 60 inches of rainfall yearly. This is still a rainy season, but it doesn't rain all day, and it doesn't rain every day. So we get 40 to 60 inches of rainfall yearly, and living in community like the swamp to our left, we build our houses high on stilts because the swamp is like a huge wetland, so it sucks a lot of water and begins to flood. Also, when it rains, it brings a lot of sunflies and mosquitoes, because if you're living around where there's a lot of mud and a lot of grass, you will get mosquitoes. Because we have land crabs on the island of Roatan. We have land crabs on the island, so whenever they come out of the hole, the mosquitoes also comes out of the hole. If you're living around sandy area, you will get sunflies. After it rains, it brings sunflies. So if you feel any mosquitoes, it's because it was raining. Our first stop will be at a panoramic view, where you guys can be able to take pictures of the ship and the town of Coxen. It's a 3-story building, and we will be getting off on the 2nd floor. On the 2nd floor, there's a souvenir center. Inside of the souvenir center, they have restrooms if you guys need to use the restrooms. The 1st floor is a supermarket. If you guys would like to buy a bottle of water, soda, a cold beer, you can buy it in the supermarket. The national beers in Honduras is Salvavida, Port Royal, Barena, and Imperial, and it's $1 a beer. At the beach, it's $5 a beer. So just in case, right? You guys can pay with your dollars. You'll get change in dollars. Our currency is Lempira. Okay, this is our Lempira. So it's 24 of these Lempiras exchanged to $1 US. You can pay with your dollars and you'll get change in dollars. If you go to the supermarket and you see 10 lempiras on a bottle of water, it's not $10, okay? It's 10 lempiras, so it's less than $1. You'll be paying about 50 cents for water in the supermarket. So and then we'll come back to the south so that we can go to the beach. The island of Roatan is 36 miles long and it's 4 miles wide at its widest point. The population of our island is approximately 75 to 80,000 people living on the island of Roatan. If the island of Roatan was sitting from north to south, we would have been able to drive all the way over to the mainland of Honduras. The mainland of Honduras is located to the south of the island, and it's only 36 miles away from the island of Roatan. But because we're from east to west, surrounded by water, there's only two ways to get off the island of Roatan, by ferry or by the air. Honduras have an area of land of 112,492 kilometers square, with a political division of 18 departments. Within those 18 departments, we have 298 municipalities. Honduras also have a group of 8 islands and 65 small keys, and Roatan is the biggest island in Honduras. So we also have an international airport on the island of Roatan. The population of Honduras is approximately 8.5 million people living in Honduras. The capital of Honduras is Tegucigalpa, and the official language in Honduras is Spanish. So Honduras is a Spanish-speaking country. I speak English because I was born and raised on the island of Roatan, and we speak English on the island. Joke about the showers, they don't really do that, but we don't have any prison on the island. So whenever they do anything here on the island, it's hard for them to get off the island of Roatan because it's only two ways to get off the island, by ferry or the airplane. If they even go into different communities on the island of Roatan, we're nosy. If someone comes in the community, we want to know who they're visiting, why are they there, what's their name. They want to know everything. So the news runs really fast. So whenever the news begin to run around, they get, they call the police or whatever, and they catch them. We have police departments, and inside of the police departments, they have holding cells. So inside of the holding cells, they don't have any beds for them to sleep. So they will be standing all day or all night or sitting on the floor. Imagine a nice day like today that is so cold. Whoever is in those cells, I'm sorry for them. So there's no bed for them to sleep, no showers or anything inside there. So their punishment begins right there. So they think twice before doing anything, because after that they judge them, and if they're guilty, they send them over to the mainland of Honduras to prison. And they don't want to go to prison so far over on the mainland of Honduras either. So then that's the reason why our crime rate here on the island is high. What also helps us with our crime rate not being high on the island of Roatan is because of so many security guards. Like at our banks. If I have to go into the bank right now, there's 2 guards on the outside of each bank. Some of the banks have guards with big shotguns. Some of them will have smaller guns, but they have guns. I have to open my purse for the guards to check my bag to make sure that I don't have anything can be used as weapon inside of the bank. I have to take off my hat. I cannot go in the bank with my hat on. I have to take it off. If I have on sunglasses, I have to take off my sunglasses. They search the vans also, make sure that they don't have weapons or anything. Well, they cannot walk around with weapons anyhow, but just in case. So they always check them. There will be another guard inside of the bank, and he's making sure you're not even texting on your cell phone, because you have to turn off your phone before you go in the bank, or you have to put it on vibration, and you cannot be texting on your phone. This is about the ugliest thing you guys will see on the island, but this is where our dump was. But because this is a new street, they cut down the other side, so they're filling it in. They're filling it in now, so that it can just give me a piece of land and not the dump anymore, because it's too visible now. So yeah, the guard inside, he's making sure you do not turn on your cell phones or anything. If you have to use your cell phone, he'll ask you if you can please step outside of the bank, and you cannot use it inside. So with the securities, that's the reason why we never had a bank robbery, because they prevent it before it happens. Because anyone would think twice before going to rob a bank with 2 guards on the outside with a gun and the other one inside with a gun. They'll think twice. At the supermarket, there's guards. At the pharmacies, there's security guards. They all have guns. At our gas station, at the gas stations, there are guards carrying big shotguns. Whenever you go to buy gas at the gas station, you don't pay inside of the building. You will pay, there will be a young girl or a boy outside pumping the gas for you. They have like a little purse and you pay them. They have the money there at all times. And we never had a robbery for that because there's one guard in a corner, one in the other corner carrying big guns. So then that's the reason why our crime rate on the island isn't high, because of so many securities. At the resorts, we have lots of resorts on the island and they have security guards at all times. So then that keeps our crime rate not being high. So if I have to speak the way I speak with my families, you guys will not understand a thing that I'm saying. So I always try my best to pronounce my words correctly so that you don't hear my accent too deep down in there. But so that's the reason why I say learn English, because instead of saying water, I would say water because I come from the east of the island of Roatan. Downtown they say water. I say water. They say water. So we don't say brother, I say brother. So you know, we just cut the words and then we speak really fast. And we also speak Spanglish, because if I don't remember the word in English, I just say it in Spanish. That's it. But we have to make sure we know how to pronounce our words and, you know, write it correctly. On our left, these solar panels here belong to RECO. RECO means Roatan Electric Company. RECO generates by diesel. They just begin to set up the solar panels. They have another property on the south side that they have solar panels to give electricity from.
The second stop was at an eco park where they talk about the history and culture of the island and the local fauna. And you can sample there some local drinks and pastries.
is the coconut, right? The brown coconut. See, this one have water. You can hear the water, right? So for me to take it out of this first hops or this first shell, I have to either use a machete or a hoxing stick. Okay, so before it was the machete, they were using a hoxing stick to take it out of here. So just how it was in here. See, can't even put it back in. Okay. So after we take it out of this first hox, this is how it really looks like after. Okay? So now to take it out of here, you have to use the machete. But then you have to make sure you don't not play that. But anyhow, we use a machete to chip it off, okay? Like I say, I don't play that. No, I'm not gonna do that. So we chip it off. After we chip it off, no, come here. Oh, one right there. Ah, yeah, ya lo vi. Gracias. Okay, so after we have it like this, we just have water. We will use a grater and we begin to grate it. So I can do this part, but I cannot grate all of it because I have water. But so we begin to grate, okay? We grate it. After we grate it, and it has all of the it's all shredded. We call it trash, but it's all shredded. So we add water into it and we squeeze it really good. Squeeze it out really good. And then we sieve it out, and that's how we have our fresh coconut milk. Okay, so we can put into our beans and rice or into our pastries and coconut breads. This is a root veggie. This is called cassava or yucca. This is 5 ships because 2 ships can come in at Carnival speed. Yeah, 2 ships can come in. On our left, you guys will see the municipality of Roatan. Well, the building is new because first it was located in our downtown, but since 1960 we have 2 municipalities on the island of Roatan. So we have 2 mayors on the island of Roatan. Small island with 2 mayors, so 2 municipalities. On our left, you'll be seeing also a sign that says the Galaxy Wave. The Galaxy Wave is the ferry that leaves to go over to the mainland of Honduras from the island. The ferry takes 1 hour 30 minutes to get to the mainland of Honduras, and by airplane it only takes 15 minutes. On the streets, you guys notice that there's no traffic lights because there's only 1 main street, so no traffic lights on the island of Roatan. There's no number on the houses, no number on the streets or names on the streets or anything like that. We don't have any mailbox at our home either. So we just find each other by the color of our house, your name, and the community that you're living in. We do not pick up any mail. Like for electricity bill, there will be guys on motorcycle coming into all the communities, and they come straight to your door with your bill and they give it to you. If you're not at home, they give it to your neighbors, and your neighbors scoop in your bill and see how much is your bill. If you want to, you can build a little box at your meter box and they stick it there for you, but we don't have any mailbox. Okay, so we're about a minute away from the beach. We will be doing the beach at Las Palmas Resort. I know that it's raining, but they have shade at the beach, okay? They have bar and restaurant. You don't have to sit out in the beach chair if you don't want to, right? I will give you guys a complimentary drink whenever we reach into the resort. It will be either fruit punch or maybe lemonade.
No, es que lo que pasó con el grupo que iba a Juan Carlos, cancelaron 20 y pico de personas, pero él va a ir en el segundo barco.
Okay. The bus.
Hello.
Next in the tour was a 2-hour stop to relax at the beach, at Las Palmas Beach Resort. It was raining a lot and many people decided to go back to the ship, but we stayed and ordered some local food.
Expensive to fly.
It was, let me see, 800 for the ferry. It's about $20 now.
Dinner was at Chop's Grille. Here is the full menu if you want to check out what they have. After dinner, we went to see Hiro. It is a great show. I highly recommend.
Take your time, but hurry up. Oh my God, that's good.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 3, 2, 1, go! 1, 2, oh my God! Keep going, keep going! Keep going! Oh my God! Shake it, shake it! Come on! Keep going, Rhea! Like this. It's okay. We finish all the balls in 3 seconds. I just want to see how to do it. Come on, you have to Ryan. Good job, good job.
One, go. Give it up for Destiny. 6 so far.
30 seconds.
Everybody clap.
And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Give it up for Destiny, everybody. She did great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This one off. 11. You said it, you don't know, but it was good, yeah? Once again, not an empty-handed. Anthony. And the Royal Caribbean Cup.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed day 3. See you on day 4.